Hi everyone, welcome back to Banjo-Tooie. So in the last video I came out of this door from the other side. As you can see, it isn't open because I never put the battery in. And we're just going to leave this area now because there's nothing really else that I need to get from it. But there's still quite a few things that I need to do in Grunty Industries. So the first of those is up here. We haven't really been on the 4th floor that much so far. It's probably the floor you visit the least. There's the least stuff on it, but sort of left a lot of that to the end of this level. So just going to head up to the top. And I'm going to enter the sewer for a pretty hard minigame, probably in my opinion the hardest jiggy in the game if you don't really know where the things are. I mean, people will say that Canary Mary's the hardest. I really don't think it is, because as long as you can mash, then you're pretty set for that. But with this one, you sort of need to know where you're going to get it in time. Usually what happens is you end up with one left that you can't find no matter what you do. So just to avoid that, earlier today I went ahead and played through this about 20 times or so and came up with my own route for it. It's definitely not the fastest route possible, but it gets the job done. So we're trying to find 20 of these things. You just shoot them when you find them. And they're usually on little grates like this. In fact, I think they always are, but some of them are pretty hard to find. Just hope I can remember my route. You have to remember to like sort of turn around and check behind you whenever you enter a room, because you probably will miss some if you don't do that. And you can obviously shoot them from out here as well. So if you guys are ever stuck with this place, as I have been many times, then you should just follow the route that I'm doing here, because I think it's pretty easy. There's one down here that I need to get as well. There is actually a glitch you can do in here where you can use a grenade egg and you can like shoot it at a wall, and if there's a clinker on the other side of that wall, it will blow it up. And that just means you don't have to go around and find it, but you'd still obviously need to know where it was to know where to shoot in the first place. So I'm not going to bother showing that off. I'm just going to find them all, because I think that'll be more useful to more people if I like just show where everything is, so that they can find them as well. And I'm not really going too fast. I think I missed one actually. Never mind, maybe I'm not as good at this as I thought. But yeah, there's one up here. This is the one I always used to miss. It's pretty well hidden, because like when you see that ramp, I just assume that it's going upstairs, but it actually isn't. It's still on the ground floor. So we're almost done already. As I said, it's really not that hard if you know where they are, but if you have no idea, as obviously you wouldn't if you were playing this game for the first time, then it is just like such a hard jiggy to do. It does give you a very generous time limit, as you saw. I think it's like 200 seconds or something, which is plenty of time, but as I mentioned, what usually happens is you end up with one or maybe two left and you just cannot find them for the life of you. It doesn't matter where you go, you're just never going to be able to find them. So I guess the best way to do it if you don't have a route is just to sort of do it methodically. But even that doesn't always work, because it's quite hard to find some of the last ones. It's very easy to get lost in there. Okay, so we're done in there for now. That's probably, as I said, the hardest jiggy in the game out of the way, I would think anyway. So just going to drop down here, and I'm going to head back into the main part of the level. So I never mentioned this in the last video because I thought it was more relevant to do so in this one, but that clockwork trick that I used to get into quality control early actually also skipped half of what Mumbo's supposed to do. There is a pad up there for him inside that box, and it turns like the crushers off for a certain amount of time, which lets you run up there and get inside to quality control and Clinker's Cavern from that end. I've managed to skip all of that just by doing that cool clockwork thing from the last video. Okay, so where am I going? I think I just want to switch to Mumbo now, because there is still something that he has to do. So let's just take care of that. Unfortunately, there's no way to get around this one. You do need to use Mumbo for this. I think the only level where we can fully get around Mumbo is Jolly Roger's Lagoon, but that was always the case. You were always able to get around them there. He isn't mandatory for that one. It just makes it a lot easier. So we're just going to head outside. Oops. And there's going to be quite a lot of warping around for the rest of this video, because I'm pretty much just tying up a lot of loose ends that I started. with the exception of the quest with the transformation from the world, which I'm going to do right after this. But before I do that, I need to do something with Mumbo so that the transformation can actually use it. So if I jump into here, this is now Mumbo's only use for the entire level. I can climb up the ladder or the stairs. Like, the problem is, like, you need to something really heavy to stand on that switch, and until you use Mumbo to do this, it won't actually work. I mean, I don't remember what happens. I think the switch, like... No, you know what it is? Yeah, there's like a big magnet that comes out, and it just sort of pulls you away from the switch. But by using Mumbo here, we can disable that, which means that we can actually hit the switch. So, yeah. You're on a timer here, but it's really nothing that you can work with. Most of the timers in this game are very generous. You've got 90 seconds to do this, and with the warps, it's only going to take me probably about half of that. Maybe a little bit longer. So, yep, just going to head straight back to Mumbo's. I wonder if, like, killing yourself to get back there would work. I wonder if it would cancel the time or not. I think it probably would, which might be why we don't do it. Although it's not really much of a distance to go anyway. I think his skull looks really cool in this level. I like how they change it for all the levels to give it kind of a theme. At least I think they do, don't they? They definitely do in this one, they definitely do in the last level anyway. So now I'm finally gonna go and turn into the transformation from this level, which is probably my favourite one in the game. It's like a reference to the first game as well, only it has actual use in this game, instead of just being like some silly joke. So let's go and transform. I've still got a global left because I haven't been to Mumbo in the first level yet. Or not Mumbo, I haven't been to Wumba in the first level yet, which is why I still have that global. So yeah, the transformation is the washing machine. It was in the first game, but as I said, it's more useful here because it actually is useful. It's really, really fast, which is my favourite thing about it. Especially when you're jumping, like you can get up hills pretty quickly with it. And if you press Z or Z, it will shoot some clothes out. And that's like its only attack. And it slows it down a little bit, but we will have to use that a couple times. So since the magnet's malfunctioning, I can reach this switch. And this is an area that we haven't been to yet, the air conditioning plant. It's actually the final area that we're going to go to in this level. There's still something I need to take care of before we do that though. So the timer's still on screen. I don't really know why they do that. It sort of implies that you only have that amount of time to get to the air conditioning plant and go through that door, but it's bullcrap. You really don't. It's open permanently now, so there's no need to worry about that. So the other thing that the washing machine has to do is he has to go and clean all the clothes for the rabbits. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I think there's 5 or 6, I don't remember. For some reason I don't remember, even though like I've rooted this out earlier and I know where I'm going. I just can't think right now. I don't know if it's 5 or 6. I think it's 5. Although it could be 6. No, it's 6. It's definitely 6. So the first one that I want to get is just outside. And another good thing about the washing machine is that you can walk across like dangerous terrain without getting hurt. So like this stuff and the green stuff inside are not a problem anymore. So something that really annoys me about this is that when you give him the clean clothes, his fur is clean as well. And his ears are sticking up as well. I guess he put them through the hat or something. But that's all we need to say. I wonder if that thing could have hit me actually. Well, it doesn't usually come out when you're the washer, so... Just gonna jump back inside now. That's everything on the outside part of the level taken care of forever. Okay, so there's a door over here that I opened earlier that I need to go through as him. It takes us straight over to one of the rabbits. Don't fall, please don't fall. Alright, whatever, we need to go back. it's not a big deal. Unless I can't find my way, in which case it's kind of a problem, but okay, it's right there. It is quite easy to get lost in this level if you don't do it all at once. I think I mentioned this before, but like if you just sit down for a day and just do this whole level at once, it's not hard to find your way, but if you take breaks, as I've kind of been doing here, sometimes you sort of forget where you're going, which kind of sucks. So, a couple more rabbits still to get. Most of them are on the first floor, which is where I'm going to be heading next. Wait, is it? I don't know. I'll wait until I get to the service elevator, then I'll decide. So this is the first time in this run that we're going to use this elevator. And yeah, we're going to actually go to floor 5 first, because there's one up here. I'm going to go to floor 1 after floor 5. I don't think it really matters too much. In fact, it shouldn't matter at all, because every time that I'm going to go to a new floor, it's going to be through the service elevator, so... Right, okay, I'm taking damage here and it looks like I'm just really bad at the game, but I actually do need to take some damage. So we were in here earlier to get a Jinjo. We used a clockwork egg to get through the crack in the wall. But this is what the inside of the room actually looks like. I like that the inside of the washing machine, we can't really see it here, but you might see it later. It actually looks like a real washing machine. It's pretty detailed, which I thought was a nice touch. Okay, so back to this. Actually, I'm going to take a little bit more damage because I don't remember how many enemies there are along the way. So let's head down to floor 1. And there's 2 rabbits that you can get here. First one's right here. As I mentioned earlier, you can just barely... Okay, I guess that wasn't quite as close as I remember it being, but I used to think that you could... Yeah, you can almost get over there without this box being there, but unfortunately it is still required. Oh, don't talk to me. So there's one in the workers' quarters as well, as we saw earlier. Oops, no, he's over here, isn't he? Just purposefully taking more damage again. Nice camera angle. Like, what even is this? Is this the back of the washer? I think it must have been. Okay, so someone pointed out that maybe you could use a clockwork egg to get inside this other bathroom. It's definitely not possible because, well, I don't have time to explain it because I'm going to die if I stay here. But there's no actual seam, there's no actual crack at the side of the door, it's just like a wall with a door painted on it. So there's no way for us to get in there. It would be interesting to see what's in like a room that you're never supposed to get in though, but probably nothing, probably just like a void or something. So this is the last floor that we need to go to. This is where the final rabbit is, and I do need to be careful here. I'm actually going to try and kill this thing because I really don't want to die after coming this far. I'm not going to get that though. This is my favourite room in the whole level in here because it reminds me of that part in Star Wars where they're in like the garbage room that's going to get crushed. It just looks exactly the same as that to me, so it's pretty cool. So that's the final rabbit now, and we're going to get a Jiggy from him. And where's this guy? I'm just going to let him kill me. That's a quick warp back to Wumba's. As was the case with the van in Witchy World, it's kind of hard to turn around quickly with this, so the best way to do it is to just jump backwards and you'll go straight back and go inside the door. Oops, I don't mean to talk to you. So the final area in Grunty Industries that we're going to go to is back on floor 1. This is the only place that we've never seen so far. We did see it in a cutscene earlier in this video. It's the air conditioning plant. It's just down here. And we've kind of saved the best for last because there's a boss down here and he's probably the coolest boss in the game. He definitely has the best boss music in the game. And he's pretty fun. He's quite hard to do, but we'll manage. And yeah, just look how empty and big this room is. It just seems kind of pointless for them to have made it so big, but I guess they wanted it to be somewhat realistic. Okay, so I'm going to get my fire eggs out since I do have an infinite number of them thanks to Dragon Kazooie. So this pipe here, after you, like, I'll just explain it. When you jump down there, you fight the boss. After you fight the boss, this pipe stops moving and you can easily get across to that Cheeto page. If your jumps are precise enough, you can actually do it before the fight starts, so I'm going to attempt to do that right now. It's not that easy, because that kind of crap happens, but this is going to let me show off something else, at least if I can get far across enough. Hopefully something funny is going to happen during the cutscene. Okay, yeah, Banjo is like all the way over here. He should never be this far. He's not as far as I want him to be. Like, it's possible to get him right next to the door, but hopefully something kind of silly is going to happen here. So this is the boss. This is Welder. He's pretty menacing looking. Alright, come on. Yes, look at this. Look, he's just throwing his head right through me, and Banjo just does not give a shit. It's not affecting him at all. Oh, this part looks pretty bad. Rest in peace, Banjo. You're dead. I've lost the fight before it even started. Okay, so whatever. A common misconception about this fight is that you need to use grenade eggs. You can actually use fire eggs as well, and since I have infinite of them, I'm going to be using them wherever I can. So when he bends down like that, you just fire eggs forward. Don't ever send them out backwards because they move way too slow for them to actually get in. How about a few nuts and bolts? No thanks. Although I would take these enemies any day of the week over the actual nuts and bolts. What a travesty that game was. So now he jumps up and he tries to crush you. It's really very easy to avoid. But now he sort of chases you about, which is a little harder to avoid, but still a complete joke as long as you're in Talentron mode. I'm going to leave that honeycomb there just in case he damages me later. It's pretty likely that he will at some point, because he is probably the hardest boss in the game. So is he gonna... yeah, right away. So that's half of the fight done already. So now the floor is electrified. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Mad Jack from DK64, even though it's nothing like it, just because of the sort of grid on the ground makes me think of it a little bit. So I think he just uses like the same 3 attacks from before, but this time the floor is electrified, so you know, it's harder, I guess. Oops. I actually want to grab this honeycomb. Actually, do I? Yeah, I'll just grab it. I'm gonna have to, like, suicide later on anyway, so it's not really a big deal. Actually, do you know what? I'm not gonna suicide. Or if I have to do it, I'm just gonna do it from scratch. Oh, he's not ready to attack yet. I thought he was. So yeah, we're down at the last hit already. I'm actually kind of surprised that I haven't died to him, because when I was practicing this earlier, I did actually die to him once, which was kind of embarrassing. Okay, that's him done. I hope you guys were able to hear the music over my constant talking. That's pretty lucky that his head or whatever it was happened to hit that thing. I wonder if we could have just grenade egged it and skipped this stupid fight, but that would make too much sense. So now this pipe is going to stop, and this door, which is in the previous room, is opened, which is going to let us get to the final Jiggy of the level. And yeah, it stops the fan as well, which is how we can access the Jiggy. So this poor guy is going to be stuck here forever now, because he can't move. But well, that's not our problem anymore, so we're just going to leave. He doesn't attack you if you like jump on him, so that's kind of nice, I guess. And he gives you a shock spring pad somewhere. Where is it? Here it is. It's not actually possible to get out of here without it, unless you kill yourself. There's quite a lot of suicide in this game. At least in the route that I use. I guess if you're playing it normally, you wouldn't instinctively think to kill yourself to save time, but it's just what you've got to do if you're a speedrunner. So now I can safely get across this. Wow, I actually thought I was going to fall there. That would have been not too cool. I'm just going to turn the camera around. Don't want to take any risks. Like, sometimes the camera can change while you're actually moving. I don't think it would have there, but I just wanted to be sure. Plus, it's always better to see where you're going rather than like have the camera pointing directly the other way. So I can get across this now. I think it would have been possible to do the same thing as the other pipe and just like time your jumps to get across this, but the door here would have been shut and the fan would have been on, so it doesn't really make a difference. And I'm just gonna end it all right now. That's a quick shortcut back to the entrance. So I'm happy to say that I can finally leave this place. I mean, I'm not really that happy because I do like this level, but I think it went pretty well. I think I got everything that I needed to. Let's just check. I say this as if I don't already know. Oh, you have to go the other way. I thought it might loop around. So yeah, those numbers look really nice. I've got absolutely everything. I spent 55 minutes and 20 seconds in that level. That's quite a while. I didn't think it was that much, but yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. In the next video, we're going to head back to some of the levels from earlier that I haven't finished yet. I'm going to finish them up. So still plenty of cool stuff to show off in this game, and I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for watching.